Hideki Matsuyama hangs on to win FedEx St. Jude Championship after post-Olympics robbery. Hideki Matsuyama nearly blew a 5-shot lead after a late stumble on Sunday afternoon at TPC Southwind. But thanks to back-to-back birdies to end his day, Matsuyama is walking out of Memphis with a win. Matsuyama held on late to claim a 2-shot win over the field at the FedEx St. Jude Championship on Sunday, which was the first of 3 FedEx Cup Playoffs events to close out the PGA Tour's season. Matsuyama's win pushed him to number 3 in the standings heading into next week's BMW Championship. Matsuyama, who had to spend the tournament with a replacement caddy after an indecent in London after the Paris Olympics, started the final round with a huge 5-shot lead. He opened the week with a 65 on Thursday before posting back-to-back 64s to build up a massive 5-shot lead over the rest of the field, which was the largest 54-hole lead on tour this season. He was tied with Denny McCarthy at the midway point, but McCarthy, Scotty Scheffler, Nick Dunlap and the rest of the field simply couldn't keep up. Despite taking his 5-shot lead into the back 9 on Sunday, Matsuyama fell apart. He went 4 over in a 4-hole stretch after he hit his tee shot on the par 3 14th into the water, and then doubled the par 4 15th after running into trouble around the green. That suddenly dropped Matsuyama back behind Viktor Hovland and opened the door for the rest of the field. But finally, Matsuyama found his putter again at the 17th. He sank a 26-footer for birdie to get back to 1 over on the day and retake the lead heading into the final hole. Matsuyama then added a birdie at the 18th after a perfect approach to get back to 17 under and close out his even par 70. That gave him the 2-shot win. Matsuyama won a bronze medal at the Paris Olympics earlier this month. As he was making the trek back to the United States for this week's event, Matsuyama stopped in London with his caddy, Shota Hayafuji, and his coach, Mikihito Kuramiya. As they were eating dinner one night downtown, they suddenly realized that their bags were missing. While Matsuyama's medal wasn't stolen, both Kuramiya and Hayafuji lost their passports and visas. So they had to fly back to Japan to get replacements, while Matsuyama went on to Memphis alone. Taiga Tabuchi, who normally caddies for Ryo Hizutsun, stepped in for Matsuyama this week. It's unclear who will caddy for Matsuyama next week in Colorado, or when Kuramiya and Hayafuji will be allowed to return to the United States. Matsuyama has now won 10 times in his career on tour and twice this season, following his comeback win at the Genesis Invitational in February. He entered the week at number 12 in the official World Golf Rankings and at number 8 in the FedEx Cup standings, which had him safely into next week's BMW Championship. The top 50 golfers in the standings will qualify for the second playoff stop, and then the top 30 will advance out of next week to the Tour Championship at East Lake in Atlanta. Xander Schauffele, who won the British Open earlier this season, finished in second with Hovland at 15 under. Scheffler finished alone in fourth at 14 under. Scheffler will enter next week with a nearly 1,500-point lead in the FedEx Cup standings.